Hey, Stuart. It's
Yes,
Heidi.
yes.
Can you speak a little bit about arrogance?
Arrogance.
Yeah.
What do you want to know about arrogance? I mean, look, it's just a lack of consciousness. It's really somebody's own foolish self-importance that they're more important than other people and they treat people like shit. I mean, that's arrogance. It's one of the lowest levels of functioning in the world because it's all based upon a false image of self. Somebody in their own brain is more important than everybody else, and they can talk down to everybody. They don't listen to anybody. They know better than everybody. It's a very dangerous kind of energy, and a lot of people suffer from it. They have, incredible arrogance in the way they approach. I mean, uh, what else can I say? It's just a dark energy. It's an energy that lacks all consciousness. And it has to only do with a false sense of self-importance and an ego-driven sense of self-importance that makes a human being feel they're better than everybody else. And they can be arrogant. And of course, doesn't work. All it creates is anger, hate, tension, fear. This certainly goes on in the workplace, where people in more important positions treat their inferiors like they're just insects. And I think that's very dangerous. And it's something that, if you have it in you, it is something that really needs to be transformed. Best way to transform it is to recognize the things I've been talking about for the last few months, that every human being, instead of, stepping on them and squashing them, listen to them. What does, another human being have to teach us? And if you listen to them, the arrogance goes away because everybody on this planet has something to teach each and every one of us. I don't care how rich or poor they are. I don't care what race they are. I don't care if they live in a penthouse apartment on, off of Central Park in New York, or they live in, squalor. Every single human being has something to teach us. And if we learn to listen to them, arrogance disappears. We are no longer better than anyone else. We are no longer the judge of how God is supposed to manifest in our lives.
Stuart, I have a question.
Yes.
If I'm in a situation where I'm uh, um, working with somebody else's arrogance, do I digest or deflect or something else?
I would just forgive them, Bob. I mean, look, yeah, in many working situations, we run up against people like that. I remember when I used to work as a waiter and restaurant, there was always people like that were arrogant. They had no capacity to live with one moment of compassion for another human being. And at first, I used to fight with them. And then I would say, Stuart, I would really get to a place in myself where I had to listen to them and understand something really important that they have to teach me. And if you have to work with people like that all the time, then it's best to say, look, these people are making me crazy. Why did I attract them? I attracted them to show me that I need to get stronger inside. I need to grow inside. I need to get to a place where somebody else's arrogance does not upset the balance inside me. where somebody else's arrogance doesn't affect me. I don't take it personally. That's the big step. And it doesn't upset the balance inside you. You have the internal strength to deal with it. Now, those people, they come into your life to teach you this. They really do. And instead of being upset at them, say, okay, thank you for teaching me that I need to get stronger. Thank you for teaching me something important that I need to learn about myself. I remember years ago when I ran a gallery on 13th Street, I would always have somebody in the gallery, come to visit me who was very difficult for me. People that were arrogant, that were, they had, some of them were very famous that used to walk into my gallery and I had to sit there and listen to their arrogance for a half hour, an hour. They came in just to relax. And at first it used to bother me. And then finally I said, Stuart, no, these people are here to teach you something about yourself. And one of them, a couple of them, I became very good friends with. And the arrogance went away. And I'm saying, instead of seeing people as enemies, what are they teaching me about me that I need to learn to grow? Why am I being upset because somebody else is being a schmuck? Why? Because there's a weakness, there's a lack of balance in you that needs to be fixed. Those people are teaching you that. Remember, Rudy once told me, he said, I couldn't pay a therapist $200 an hour to point out the things that are wrong with me my mother does in 5 minutes. I'll never forget. And she was like that. Albert, your shoes are untied. Albert, why are you wearing khaki pants? Albert, Albert, Albert. It was incredible. And then when he told me that, it just really opened me inside. It made me realize, hey, that woman is teaching him amazing things about himself. And it changed me. It helped me to recognize how people like that are sent to us as a gift. And instead of, rejecting them and being angry at them, what are they teaching me about me? What kind of work do I have to do on myself to get stronger inside? And then bring them a bouquet of flowers and say thank you and let life continue. You have learned the lesson. And I promise you, once you start learning that, they stop bothering you that way, those people. They really do. They find other people to dump their crap on, because they can't dump it on you. So I hate to say this, these kind of people are very important in our lives. And if we use this kind of work that we do, this meditation practice, to build a system that can deal with those people, and then they can save us thousands of dollars of going to a therapist, these people. Really. If we say, what are they teaching me? Why am I getting upset? Why have I attracted this person into my life? And then you come to meditation class, you sit down and you work on yourself and you fix it. You get strong enough to where somebody else's stupidity doesn't get you crazy. It doesn't bother you. Don't waste a lot of energy being angry at them. Doesn't work anyway. And I hope that's clear, and look, we all have people like that in our lives. We do. They are sent to us to remind us we haven't arrived. We need to still work on ourselves. does, I remember one, just the final to this, when Swami Muktananda was in America, I got a job from a guy who rented, a photographer guy who rented store space in one of Rudy's buildings. And the place needed a complete renovation. And there were beams on the ceilings that all needed to be scraped. And I was like a coal man, a coal miner when I was working in that place. And the guy was arrogant. He was obnoxious. He was, huge ego, self-importance. And he never stopped. There was never a kind word from this guy. And I remember sitting and talking to Rudy, and I said, this guy's nuts. And Rudy got upset at me. And he said to me, what is he teaching you about yourself? Why did you attract this position? What are you learning? Why are you more important than him? It was extraordinary. He really got upset at me, Rudy. He told me this. And, and I learned something from that. I said, no, he's right. I need to get stronger. I need to build Stuart. It's not this guy, it's me. It's me. And learning to build yourself that way gives you the capacity to deal with so many divergent people on this planet. So many types of people. I needed to learn that. When I got this picture here, I was showing it the other day about, I'm talking about the second floor in Rudy's house, there's, and there were people living there that were impossible for me, impossible. And they were arrogant. They were, they kept putting me down. They kept, they didn't like me. They just, and I'll never forget, I once sat down with them all of them. I brought them all together. Because I was kind of like in charge of the second floor there. And I said, listen, guys, I said, we're not here to fight with each other. We're not here to criticize with each other. You like me, you don't like me. I really don't give a shit. I'm here for only one reason, that is to learn what Rudy has to teach me. And I don't want to interfere in your learning of what he has to teach me. And I don't like it when you interfere with my learning of what he has to teach me. And it was amazing. I mean, from that point on, a certain kind of quiet overtook the second floor. People began to have more respect for each other. And I remember Rudy, about 6 months later, he said to me, Stuart, you can relax. I'm sending everybody home. And I looked at him with a smile on my face and said, Rudy, every one of those people have served me. They have taught me how to grow. They have taught me how to really deal with the divergent kinds of energy without allowing it to make me upset. I said, you can have another 20 people come. I don't care. I really told him this. And he said to me, Stuart, I brought them here to teach you this. You have to learn this. And he was right. How could I have run ashrams and meditation centers without having the capacity to deal with all these people that used to come? And half of them were just nuts. They really were. And I had to deal with all their problems, their this, their that, their marriages, their this and that. And I learned that on the second floor of Rudy's house, how to deal with all these kind of people. And I still have to deal with everybody's personalities and differences. And I told them, you can have 20 more people come here. And then when he said that to me, I brought them here so you can learn this. I was so deeply affected and touched by that. That's how much he loved me. He knew what I needed to learn. It was extraordinary, extraordinary.
Thank you. That's really helpful.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And one of these guys, was standing next to me here. He lived on the second floor, that guy. And I used to like him. He was really kind of a gentle, kind person. He got in touch with me about 2 weeks ago. This is Jim. And I don't know if you remember me. I used to live in Rudy's house on 14th Street. It wasn't 14th Street. And I remembered him. And we suddenly got in touch and a friendship started, Sent me this picture, made a donation to the meditation I'm teaching. It's so interesting. Doesn't even study with me. Made a donation. And it was, I mean, you never know the blessings of God, how they turn up in your life and how they work for you. Does anyone else have a question would like to ask? Okay, if there are no more questions, then we'll have meditation tomorrow. There's one at 1 o'clock and one at 7:30. Jennifer will teach the 7:30 class. And you'll have to put up with me in the 1 o'clock class. So does anyone else have a question? Okay, no more questions. Thank you. God bless you all. I mean, just bringing out of me this class tonight is also another miracle. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart.
You're welcome.
Thank you
Thank you.
very much. Beautiful class.
Good night.